talk in all our sessions about managing the customers being at the center. So basically, the things are revolving around customers. One thing for sure we have to keep in mind. Another thing is it's informational based technique, strategic management tool where we are making use of the gathered data in relation to the customers. We are trying to know more about what our customers are doing so that um, in our communication to our customers, we make use of this data. What I mean by communication, always it is not face to face. It can be communication in form of sending an SMS or maybe posting something on Facebook or Insta story, or maybe through WhatsApp messages. This is what I mean by communication. So this is what roughly we would be going to talk frequently about CRM. So we started with the introductory part of CRM, where we saw that what it is basically. What do we mean by CRM? Customer relationship management, how it was earlier, how it took place in in the maybe by 20 years or 30 years back, and now how it has revolved is what we saw in our yesterday's session. So basically it's a process of maximizing the value of the customers through an ongoing marketing activity. Now when we say that marketing activity, we are talking about um, sales figures. Are they rising? If they are rising, then why they are rising? Which particular sales activity is giving us maximum benefits? So sales activity meaning maybe promotional offers, buy one get one, or discounts or cashbacks. So these are all the sales activities, sales promotional promo activities which we are talking. So marketing activity is um, taking these sales activities into consideration, along with checking what is happening at the advertisements end. Are my advertisements effective? I am carrying out the advertisement campaigns on many platforms simultaneously. I have print medium, I have radio or TV or social media. So I am actually using all the options available. So basically this is what is IMC, integrated marketing communication. I'm clubbing all the media which are available for me to communicate, and I'm checking which one is doing better. So marketing activity takes into consideration all these things. So I'm using these marketing activities to increase basically the value of customers. Now two things are happening here. I have regular set of customers and I have some different set of customers. So when I communicate to general, mass, it becomes a regular activity, regular marketing activity. But when I come up with some specific offers for specific set of customers, then it is under CRM. Simple example if I have to give you, there is a plain ICICI Bank credit card, and there is this Big Bazaar and ICICI Bank credit card. So this second one, the Big Bazaar and ICICI Bank credit card, becomes a CRM initiative, because through this, through coming up with this separate um, offering for set of customers, I am trying to enhance the customer value. How I am enhancing the customer value? These people who have opted for Big Bazaar and ICICI Bank credit cards will get some additional benefits than the regular credit card holders, and that is what is the funda of these loyalty cards. And loyalty card is one such parameter CRM uses. Or these airline companies, they give extra miles, air miles, to their users or their customers. Or there is this frequent flyer program. If you opt for a specific airlines most of the times, then that airline offers you some additional benefits. Now those benefits are maybe smaller, but then that is their CRM initiative. So this process in these ways, CRM process in such ways, it maximizes the customer value through an ongoing activities where these activities are carried out based on the deep customer knowledge, intimate customer knowledge, how we are knowing our customers, how we gather this information about our customers by collecting, managing, and making use of this customer information and their contact history. That is why I said that this in IT things, informational based thing, the CRM is. So it is basically about perfecting our relationship with the customers so that we can maximize the value of our customers over time. As I said, we are just going to talk in CRM about customers, managing the relationship with the customers, and we are in this process of implementing CRM. Try we are trying to maximize this value over a period of time. Continuous process hota hai, and we are just doing lots of things for our base of customers. Then we saw how this external and internal relationship management is, how this communication takes place. Four ways of communication we saw. Then why it is important to build the relationship with our customers and the other stakeholders, the shareholders are there, employees are there, vendors are there, creditors, bank officials, these are all our stakeholders. So it was why it is necessary to have even some kind of relationship with these entities. Then there is a shift, there is a transition from focusing on what we have and focusing on to whom we are going to serve. So how this transition has taken place is we have seen, and we have also seen the reason behind this transition, why companies are becoming more and more customer centric. Two factors are there. Customer is king, but then what do we mean by customer is king? He is king because जैसे कि किंग के पास देर आर आर्मी होती है, so he can pick from the army the ones who are more capable, and then he selects them for the war. Similarly, when we have to purchase, we customers, when we have to purchase any staple food like bread, simple bread, we have got lots of options, we have got variations, and there are number of operators, or number of manufacturers who are serving us. So for customers, it's a very good situation that I can decide which one I have to go for. Moreover, if I am dissatisfied with any of the product which I have used, nowadays I don't keep that information with me. I can just spread it through word of mouth, by giving bad reviews, or maybe putting some complaints on social media, which is really a very dangerous situations for the manufacturers. So that is why customer is nowadays having powers in his hands. So companies are becoming more and more customer centric. Customers have got options, but companies have got very limited options. Though population wise we have um, we can have good base of customers, but then actually out of that base of customers, how many are coming again and again to us, coming back to us, is something which is really companies are thinking of. And that is why we are becoming, the organizations are becoming more and more customer centric. So this was what we saw yesterday. So now we are going to start with what do we mean by transactional and relationship marketing. There is a difference, as the name suggests. Relationship marketing, we are trying to establish some connection while we are selling, while we are marketing our offerings, versus a plain transactional marketing where focus is on only the transaction. Somebody is purchasing, whereas in opposite to that, somebody is buying. So this is what we differentiate as. Let us go in detail of transactional marketing. it campaign the transactional marketing campaigns focus on actual sales process for an item. So transactional marketing is purely focusing on the actual sales process which is taking place. Actual sales meaning how the customer how the salesperson is selling. So transactional marketing may include training our sales force, uh, educating our sales force, maybe teaching them the etiquettes and all, training related to that. So that is part of transactional marketing. So my whole and sole focus is on how the actual sales process is going to take place. Emphasis is put on making the sale, which may include aggressive sales techniques that eventually push away the customers rather than developing a relationship with the buyer. So, what happens in case of transactional marketing? I am putting more and more stress on the sales. I want sales to take place. If I want sales to take place, I can come up with some 3 to 4 offers which will give me, or which will instantly increase my sales figures. So in order to make this thing happen, it may turn out that my focus on customers may get pushed away. I'm more and more interested in this sales thing. सिर्फ मेरा सेल्स बढ़ना चाहिए, तो सेल्स बढ़ेगा कैसे, इज व्हाट इज माय फोकस. सो सेल्स बढ़ाने के लिए वॉट एवर टेक्निक्स, वॉट एवर ट्रिक्स आई हैव टू इनकॉर्पोरेट, आई एम इनकॉर्पोरेटिंग देम. बट over a period of time, or in this process, it may happen that I'm not bothered with developing a long term relationship with the buyer or with the customer. Once the sales has been made, no more needs to be done for the buying customer. I'm just concentrating myself on sales. Once the goods are being sold, I'm just not bothered about what is happening with the customer to whom I just now served. जैसे कि I'm a sales executive who is working in let's say Vijay Sales, and I'm basically responsible for air conditioner selling. Once a customer comes in, walk-in customers I have to handle. So once the customer comes in, I come to know that he is interested in purchasing air coolers, or let's say air conditioners. So I approach these customers. I tell them which one is good, which one is offering you what, and everything about the air conditioners. So once the sales is done, once the person goes for the payment, once he goes with the delivery of the goods, I'm not bothered about whether he is satisfied, whether he received after sales service, whether the installation was done properly, whether the demonstration was given to him or not. I am not simply bothered for all these things. Where in case of transactional marketing, because my entire motive is to just take care of actual sales. So in this process, um, I'm not doing anything for my customers apart from any obligatory customer service issues that may occur. So obligatory customer service issues, as in, जैसे we usually know that maybe a faulty piece may be delivered, or there is some minor problem in the delivery. So apart from these obligatory service issues, I'm not taking care of any other things related to my customer. That is what happens in case of transactional marketing. It is pure, blunt selling, and no business could succeed without it. This was the earlier approach, transactional marketing. If you have studied the phases, जैसे कि production होता था, sales होता था, marketing, and now we are in that holistic stage. So this product or sales specific transactional marketing is what, where we are only talking about blunt selling, only sales I have to take care of, nothing else. However, the limitation of this style can mean that even if you achieve a substantial number of customers, only a small fraction of them may become repeat buyers. It's a disadvantage of transactional marketing, that my focus is only on sales. So even if I generate substantial number of customers I cater to, but I'm not sure whether all of them or 50% of them or a maximum number of them will come to me for their next purchase. I'm not sure because I'm not nurturing this relationship, I'm not doing anything for this relationship. You may experience high customer turnover. This time I have purchased from Vijay Sales, but somehow I am not satisfied with the way they deal with customers. Maybe after the delivery, if at all any issues I have, or any other information if I want to get, when I call the salesperson, he doesn't pick up my phone. When I call on the landline, they are unable to transfer the call to the respective salespeople. This is what is my observation. Next time I simply cut Vijay Sales from my list. Now I'll never go to Vijay Sales, I'll go to some XYZ dealer next time. This is called as customer turnover. So one thing I purchased, but I never went to the same dealer. So if we are practicing transactional marketing, if we are only bothered about the sales, we may experience this type of customer turnover. Never gathering a particularly large audience of loyal customers. We can never experience the gathering of large audience of loyal customers. We never see that customers are again and again coming to the same dealer for their next purchase. That is the biggest disadvantage of transactional marketing. Are you understanding? Yeah. Then comes relationship marketing. Now, क्या होता है relationship marketing? The name makes it pretty simple that there is some kind of relationship, there is some kind of connection while we are marketing our goods and services. It puts off immediate sales and instead seeks to build natural connections with customers and can take many forms. So it puts off immediate sales and instead seeks to build natural connections. So definitely we are doing it to generate, to get more out of my customer's pocket, but then taking maximum from customer's pocket, we also try to build some kind of connections with the customers and can take many forms. This relationship marketing can take many forms. So we are trying to establish connections here. It attempts to create a relationship between the customer and the salesperson or business. So the effort of implementing relationship marketing in my store would be creating some kind of connection between the customers who visit and the salespersons or the businesses. Now it depends. These efforts, as we have seen here, it can take many forms. So this how to establish this connection can take any form. But because of this relationship, customers will feel a loyalty to the business and return for future purchase. This is very important factor. When I have to purchase something, I can be motivated by any small gesture of the salespeople. That, as I said, that gesture, or gesture as in his act or his behavior, that gesture could be smallest. Maybe he is just offering me a welcome drink when I enter the store, can also uh, take form of loyalty. Just because he offered me something, just because he understood that I need water or I need something to drink, that is why I am going to the store again and again. So it can take any form. Loyalty towards a particular store can take in any form, but this is how the future purchase or repeat purchase may happen, and that is why relationship marketing or relational marketing thing tries to attempt. This is very important for large purchases like purchasing a car or a home. We are trying to build relationship. Now when I have to purchase car or home, I really have got lots of options, because there are lots of people who are in the business. In case of car also, I have got lots of options. I just have to decide the segment, hatchback or whatever, the luxury car or MUV or SUV. I just have to at my end decide the segment, but then there are options available. There are companies available who are serving their customers well. So in such cases, in such small in such larger purchases which are taking place, relationship marketing really works well. You try to establish a repo, you try to establish kind of connection, and you can have the share of customers wallet. When we speak of relationship marketing, we are referring to a facet of CRM. Facet, one part, one angle of CRM. So when we are talking about relationship marketing, this is one angle, this is one face of CRM which we are discussing. Now this focuses on customer loyalty and long-term customer engagement as opposed to short-term goals such as individual sales and customer acquisition. That is why relationship marketing is viewed as a facet of CRM. Because in CRM also we are trying to establish long-term relationship with the customers so that he becomes our loyal customers, comes back to us for his next or repeat purchase. So the CRM also CRM or relationship marketing leads to increased customer loyalty. Overall intent, overall intent as in the overview of this relationship marketing, otherwise known as customer relationship marketing, is to forge solid emotion centric customer connections to a brand that can yield ongoing business, free word of mouth promotion, and data feedback from customers capable of generating leads. So this point is talking about what can happen because of a strong relationship or a customer relationship, what it can lead to. There is a solid emotion centric customer connection. There is a solid unbreakable long term customer connection to a particular brand. Now that brand may not be always brands which we are using, it could be the brand or a particular company as well who is offering. I can have some kind of connection to Jockey, so whenever I require something to purchase, I'll always consider this brand. The outlet, now outlet could be different, in this case when I'm talking about Jockey, outlet could be different, but for me Jockey remains the same. So this is what happens because of relationship marketing. Linkage between customer satisfaction, customer loyalty, and business performance. Now, we have talked about loyal customers, we have talked about a long term relationship. So, these things, a loyal customer and his relationship with the company or with the organization relates or ends into satisfaction. So, what connection or what linkage is there between this satisfied customers and the loyal customers, and how it is affecting or how we then establish our business performance? How do we define the business performance? For every touch point between your business and your customer, getting a read on how customers feel can help you better understand where you might need to improve. For every touch point between your business and your customer. Now, what those touch points are between your business and your customers, meaning it's a, we can say that it's a user interface, UI, between your business and your customer. How this user interface connects you to the, for example, this let's say the laptop which is there in front of me, so the screen becomes the interface for me. So this is how I am connecting with my customers, with my students. So this touch point is this window of let's say this Zoom window, suppose. Now if I have to connect to my customers through this Zoom window, how it is, how I am using this window to connect to my customers. Agar, if I am teaching, for example, if I am teaching to kindergarten students, or let's say I am teaching to first to fourth standard students, suppose these kids hai, they love cartoons. So maybe I have the cartoons at the background. Customers sorry not customers, these students, they instantly get connected with me. Okay, teacher ke background pe bhi cartoons hai, so if I say 2 or 3 lines about those cartoons, how they are doing, I enjoyed that particular episode or something, I can instantly get connected with my students. Let's say I'm connecting, or let's say you are now my students who have now no more teenagers, and heading towards their career, and young executives are there. So if I have to connect with them, I can talk about movies, or I can talk about maybe the latest trends which are in. I can just talk about how that movie of Salman failed miserably. So we can instantly get connected. So when we are talking about knowing the or understanding the who my loyal customers are, or who my satisfied customers are, I should touch such points between my business and my customers. Understood? Getting a read on how my customers feel in this way help me better understand where I might need to improve. So when I'm testing such touch points, agar now from organization point of view, if a bank is interacting with their customers, a bank may send some um, communication in form of direct mail. We receive emailers, right? But we never, as it is goes into junk, or it goes into updates or whatever social kahan pe to jate hain. So we actually go and click on it unless and until it's a bank statement, monthly statement hai, to we definitely do check it out. But otherwise jo promotional offers hote hain, we usually ignore. But then for bank, it's a way to get connected to my customers. कोई तो होगा 10 लाख लोगों में से, मे बी देयर वुड बी 10 or 100 people who would at least check my email. I'm happy with that, because ad is as it is, it's free. I'm not spending much on it. That is why I do it. So in this way, I find out each and every touch point between my bank and my customers. So it helps me better understand where I need to improve. So this improvement could be, as I said, out of 10 lakh customer base, only 100 customers are watching or viewing, or at least taking pains to open that emailer. The response rate would be how much? Maybe 0.01 or 0.001%. So I need to convert. Agar 0.001 hai, then I should try to convert it maybe at least to 0.01. Yeah, 0.1 hai to at least 0.1, like that. So this is how these efforts, these touch points, when I study carefully, when I analyze them, when I examine them carefully, give me ways, or gives me the points where I need to improve. These points could be both on transactional basis and in cultivating consistent long-term loyalty that pays off through referrals and reviews. सो ट्रांजैक्शनल बेसिस मतलब जैसे कि मैंने बैंक स्टेटमेंट भेज दिया, ई स्टेटमेंट भेजा है, आई नीड टू सी हाउ मेनी पीपल आर एक्चुअली ओपनिंग, or they are okay with mini statement. So if I find that most of the customers, when they go for withdrawing cash, they take out the mini statement so that they can come to know what my last 10 transactions were. So I may focus in this process more on making this mini statement as attractive as I can. अगर ठीक है ईमेलर को नहीं लोग देख रहे, so at least they are taking out time to take out that mini statement. I'll make mini statement as my touch point. I'll work on mini statement so that it becomes something customers will come and at least check mini statement. उसके bottom में कुछ अगर मेरे पास कुछ promotion है तो I include that in the bottom of my mini statement. So this is how I try to build relationship with my customer. Hmm? So through referrals and such reviews, I try to establish relationship. So this is how we are um studying the satisfaction, customer satisfaction or loyalty. This is how we are touching, and this is how it helps perform me better when I'm into business. Let us study these concepts in detail. Customer loyalty and satisfaction aren't the same thing. Yes, exactly. Loyal customer may not be a satisfied customer, may not be a loyal customer, but a loyal customer may be a satisfied customer. Customer satisfaction is measurement of customers' attitude towards a product, a service, or a brand, and measured by a customer satisfaction survey on numerical scale. Now, what do we mean by satisfaction? It is the measurement of the attitude towards a product. If you have ever observed questionnaire, strongly agree, then neutral, then we have agree, and then we have disagree. Now, Likhart's 5 point scale. 5 point hote, 7 points hote, 4 points hote, like that. So these scales, they actually measure your satisfaction. How much satisfied you are by using our product. So options would be I am uh, average satisfied, okay, I mean, so satisfied, then I am thodi ek better stage satisfied, maybe I am neutral, I am dissatisfied, I am highly dissatisfied. So this is how I measure on this numerical scale the attitude towards the product or a service or a brand. So the maximum points if I get, then it results into more customer satisfaction. बहुत dissatisfied customers है, meaning they are not happy with what I am offering to them. Whereas loyalty is set of behavior and attitude that customer exhibits that demonstrates loyalty to a product, service, or brand, such as repeat purchase or choosing a brand over a competitor. So here I am not talking about it is a set of behavior and attitude that customer exhibits that so the loyalty is basically talking about how I behave or what attitude I have towards a particular product or service or brand. If I have a favorable attitude, if that is why I said satisfied customers results into loyalty. If I am happy with what I get, this happiness results into loyalty. I develop loyalty towards a particular brand. If that is not available, few people do compromise, few people wait. अगर ये नहीं है fine, जब आएगा then you let me know, I'll come and pick it up. If I want Domino's, then I'll wait for Domino's. I'll not compromise for maybe Pizza Hut or for Oven Story. I want Domino's, meaning I want Domino's only. If not from Domino's, I can order. Maybe I'll check it on Swiggy or maybe I'll check it on Zomato or I'll personally go and get the goods collected. So this is what is loyalty. This is how my behavior and attitude towards Domino's is. So this loyalty can take form of repeat purchase. Next time also if I have to have pizza, then I'll definitely go for Domino's or maybe XYZ. So this loyalty can take form, or how do we visualize loyalty? Through repeat purchase or choosing a brand over the competitor. So the जैसे Pepsi and Coke है, वैसे Domino's and Pizza Hut. So over a competitor, when I choose a particular brand over and over again, this is nothing but the loyalty, customer loyalty towards that brand. I hope you are understanding. Am I too fast?
No, ma'am, it's okay.
It's okay, fine. Okay. Yeah. So loyal customers are a delight to marketing effects owing to their desire to buy additional products and spread the reliability through positive word of mouth in a segment. Break karte hain. Loyal customers are delight to marketing effects. So for any marketing firm, these loyal customers are a delight. I am happy to serve those loyal customers because they appreciate and they show their appreciation by way of repeat purchase. I know that these customers are happy customers and they are coming again and again to us. जैसे कि relatives, if somebody we are fond of, and when we see that this particular maybe the uncle or auntie of ours, they like us very much, so we look forward to meet them again and again. So that is nothing but serving our loyal customers. So companies are also serving their loyal customers. They feel or they wish to see their loyal customers again and again, owing to their desire to buy additional products and spread the reliability through positive word of mouth in a segment. This is source for flow of continuity in firms return on investment. So this loyal customers, when they are coming again and again to you, they are continuously choosing us, results into uh, return on how much investments we have made. So this investment is in form of building long term relationship, and these are my returns. So this is how customer loyalty is giving me returns on my investment. Satisfied customers would return for repeat future purchases and eventually become loyal. So this is how satisfaction, customer satisfaction, results into customer loyalty. Relationship between satisfaction and loyalty is a strong correlation. So satisfaction and loyalty, they are strongly correlated. One leads to another. Satisfaction leads to loyalty. Now there are some theories to manage the relationship. These theories are basically telling us how we can nurture this relationship with our customers. So there are this social penetration theory and social exchange theory, equity theory. These three theories we have to study. So these theories are basically telling us how to go about with nurturing this relationship. Social penetration theory: as relationship develop, communication moves from somewhat superficial ऊपर ऊपर का so somewhat superficial thoughts and topics to intimate and personal ones. So social penetration theory tells us that as this relationship with you and the customers develop, as you become more and more in contact with your customers, this relationship starts developing. And how the communication, how the interaction here is, it moves from which in the beginning which was somewhat superficial, क्या बोल सकते हैं, informal, maybe थोड़ी reserved kind of things, so superficial, and so thoughts and topics, to intimate and personal ones. So maybe when we usually the girls, they have they will agree, uh, the parlor or the salon which we visit, usually it is nothing but the kind of relationship which we have with that person. We are satisfied with the way he serves us, he or she serves us, how we communicate, the atmosphere over there. So because of all these things, we become a loyal customer of that particular spa or salon, and we look forward to meet that person again and again. So this is what is social penetration theory. It has got some stages: orientation, exploratory, affective, and stable. So what these stages are: orientation stage. In this stage, individuals engage in small talks and simple, harmless talks. Hmm? So, orientation being the introductory phase, हाँ, बहुत basic level का communication होता है. So, usually when if somebody asks, when you visit a particular parlor or something, casually the person asks us, hey, how are you? So we just say, oh, yeah, I'm fine. कुछ बहुत बुरा हो सकता है हमारे साथ. Just now I came out of hospital, meeting my friend who got her leg fractured. So I'm little tensed. कैसे होगा, क्या होगा? And I had this appointment fixed. So I went there, but I don't disclose all this background information at the first meeting. I just say, yeah, I'm fine. Just a small smile on our face, and it is done. So in this first stage, individuals engage in small talk simple, which those talks are simple and harmless talks. It follows the standard of social desirability and norms of appropriateness. Hmm. So this initial talks, they follow the rules of the society. Usually we experience, अगर एक छोटी sentence, अगर if I ask somebody how are you, and if a person in the beginning of the conversation gives me details about what went wrong with him since morning, probably I don't like such person, because we may say that यार अभी तो मिला है, इतनी सारी डिटेल में बात करने की क्या जरूरत है, like that attitude which we have. So this is the usual, our norms of the society or norms of appropriateness. The images are presented, and usually it is just information exchange which takes place, but we disclose very less intimate information in this orientation stage. Then comes exploratory affective stage. Second stage, here individual starts to reveal the inner self bit by bit. Thoda thoda, we try to develop little connection with the person where we have gone to. So thoda, अरे नहीं ऐसा हुआ, I, probably we will disclose our, maybe I'm working or I'm a student, I belong to so and so college, छोटे छोटे details जो कि harmless होते हैं share करने से. So we share such information in the exploratory affective stage. This may not be the whole truth, as individuals and are yet too comfortable to lay themselves bare. This is the stage of casual friendship, and many friendships do not go past this phase. So this leads towards a casual, harmless friendship, though we disclose little bit of information, but that sharing is a kind of harmless sharing. Then comes affective stage. एक stage थोड़ा आगे जाते हैं. Individuals are getting more comfortable to talk about private and personal matters, and there are some forms of commitment in this stage. थोड़े maybe, suppose maybe I can talk related to my relationship. Maybe it could be superficial, but at least I am disclosing some private, or let's say some intimate sort of information to that person in the affective stage. Maybe at workplace, if I have some problems with my boss, that can also be shared at this stage, in the third stage, that is affective stage. Comfortable, comfortably and positively, जिससे मुझे कुछ हार्म नहीं होगा, इस टाइप के इंफॉर्मेशन इज बीइंग शेयर्ड in this affective stage. And then fourth stage is stable stage. The relationship now reaches a plateau, a platform, or a particular position in which some of the deepest personal thoughts and beliefs and values are shared, and each can predict the emotional reactions of the person. Again, I am repeating, now these theories are helpful for building a kind of relationship with your customers. We are trying to establish the relationship to our customers. Again and again, we are not doing these activities for whole set of customers which we are serving. ये सब जो customers है, that is why we studied the relationship, customer relationship and loyalty in the beginning. Yesterday we talked about bottom of the pyramid. So these things, this CRM is not applicable for the bottom of the pyramid. Why it is not applicable? Because in CRM we are not serving, or we are not um, carrying out activities for all. Then it is not called as CRM. This is just the marketing activities. That is why the definition clearly says that we are taking out some part of customers apart from the base of customers, and then we are serving them. Now, why we take out the small set of customers from this entire set? Because they show me loyalty, they show me the kind of satisfaction which I expect, they show me repeat purchase, they show me preferring over my competitors. That is why I take them aside and I serve them more, because They are, preferring me, so I am nurturing the kind of relationship with them. And that is why, if I have to nurture this relationship, I am studying these theories. कैसे कर सकती हूँ? If I have to go for serving my satisfied customers, how can I do it? So social penetration theory is talking about what sort of communication I can have with my customers. So this communication with my customers can take place in 4 stages. Orientation may you are just informally talking to your customers. You are just trying to establish a rapport with them. इसके लिए very good example for this social penetration theory is, if you search also you'll find the comparison is of peeling the onions. Now how do we peel onions? Step by step, huh? First we remove the outer coverage. If at all anything is there inner to that, we try to peel it off. So slowly and steadily we do this process of peeling the onions. So slowly and steadily we are trying to connect with our customers. So orientation phase, informal and we can say simple harmless communication. उससे थोड़े लेवल पे there is this exploratory affective stage where they are try the individuals here they try to reveal the inner self कुछ थोड़ी इससे ज्यादा, they try to reveal the non harmful details about them, which express their attitude about, you know maybe, am I in favor of the current government, or how they are going wrong, or maybe how the current educational policy. So I give my reviews or my opinions here in such communication. That is exploratory affective stage. Then comes affective. There are, some kind of commitment. Oh, I enjoyed your last session. Maybe, suppose I'm opting for counseling services, या फिर I am visiting a dentist, or I am seeing a dentist again next time. I earlier did root canal at this dentist. I was satisfied with the way he served me, with the way he took care of my affected area. So next time I'm again having some dental issues, so I'm visiting the same dentist again. So ओरिएंटेशन स्टेज तो पहले वाले विजिट में ही हो गया था, रूट कैनाल के 3-4 सेटिंग्स में ओरिएंटेशन एंड एक्सप्लोरेटरी अफेक्टिव थोड़े थोड़े हुए थे. नाउ आई एम अगेन गोइंग टू सी द सेम डेंटिस्ट. नाउ आई एम इन द अफेक्टिव स्टेज. This is just to give you an example, just to make the concept clear. So maybe he asks me, since when are you working? Why did you chose this particular career option? And maybe who all are there in your family? Or you yourself reveal that, since I did my root canal here, my mother was asking me, so I had suggested and she came. So इस type के talks हो सकते हैं. So that becomes the effective stage. And then stable में, maybe you share your thoughts or beliefs or values, and maybe he can predict the emotional reactions also of the person through these talks. So this is how the social penetration theory tells us how we can nurture the relationship with our customers. Then comes social exchange theory. Social exchange theory studies the social behavior in the interaction of two parties that implement cost benefit analysis to determine risks and benefit. So when the two parties are interacting, maybe the customer and the buyer, when they are interacting, or when you are serving your customers, maybe you have a small ice cream shop, naturals का कोई outlet ले लो for example, and the manager who is maybe the owner of that franchisee outlet, he is there to serve his customers. Now he has got a worker who is actually scooping out the things and serving the customers. But this one, this franchisee owner is maybe doing this billing part, maybe suggesting which flavors you should opt for. So this person and you who has visited that particular outlet, सोशल एक्सचेंज थ्योरी में क्या हो रहा है, दैट इज व्हाट वी आर स्टडिंग. इट स्टडीज द सोशल बिहेवियर इन द इंटरेक्शन ऑफ टू पार्टीज दैट implement cost benefit analysis to determine risks and benefit. So how he is behaving, how these two parties are behaving, how he is interacting, how the customer is replying. um, for example, if I say that I don't have change, how the customer takes it. Maybe I get angry. How can you say that you don't have change? Since you have opened a shop, you should always keep your stock of change with you. So, do I take it personally? Do I get angry? Or the customer says that's fine. I'll go for maybe I'll GPay you, or next time you hand me over the remaining change, something like that. So social exchange theory in this way studies the behavior, how this interaction is taking place, the social behavior of these two parties. It says that if the cost of the relationships are higher than the rewards, such as if lot of efforts or money were put into a relationship and not reciprocated मतलब जिसका हमको return कुछ नहीं मिला, then the relationship may be terminated or abandoned. Simple. We are putting in efforts so that satisfied customers can become loyal, or a normal customer can become a satisfied customer. क्योंकि ultimately satisfied के बाद, if he is satisfied, he will come to us and he will ultimately turn into a loyal customer. All right. So what stage we are at, what stage we are tackling? Maybe I'm just serving my customer. Maybe 2 or 3 times he has turned up to me, meaning he has got little satisfaction towards what I serve. So I'm serving such customers so that they can come again and again to me. So the theory says that if this cost of these relationships are higher than the rewards, even after talking nicely, even after giving him some 5 6 flavors of ice creams just like that, without charging, or without minding, rather charging se zyada bol sakte हैं, without minding to serve, if I try to satisfy my customers by all ways and means, um, but if if it doesn't get reciprocated to you, even after doing all these things, the customer is probably is not considering you over your competitors, or he is not basically giving you what you are expecting out of all these efforts, then the theory, social exchange theory, says that you have to terminate it or you have to abandon it, meaning there is no point going further with this kind of relationship to your customers. Another example could be of the salon service which you are opting. Even after giving you good discount, even after serving you or preferring you um, than those who are sitting in queue, those who came earlier than you. So telling them something and making the others wait, and giving you the just a first come first serve kind of thing, preferring you over the others, even after doing such things for your uh, uh, customers who are coming back to you. Hmm? But if he doesn't reciprocate him through his acts, if he doesn't give you in return of what you should get, then such relationship should be terminated. This is what social theory talks about. So social penetration told us or taught us how we can go, or how we can communicate step by step, communication how it should take place. Social penetration theory ने हमको बताया. Exchange theory told us or taught us that jitna how much we are putting in, if we are not getting those returns, then it should be banned, it should be abandoned. um, Quickly we'll go through equity theory and then we'll stop for the today's session. Equity theory, popularly known as Adams equity theory, aims to strike a balance between an employee's input and output in a workplace. If the employee is able to find his or her right balance, it would lead to a more productive relationship with the management. Now, this theory is talking about um, the satisfied customer, but then that customer is your employees. So workplace ke liye this theory is very much meant for. What this theory tells us is, if the employee is able to find his or her right balance, it would lead to a more productive relationship with the management. How do we define right balance? If I am getting timely promotions whenever my requirements are, maybe I have some urgency at my place, I have to maybe suddenly I say that tomorrow I am not coming and urgently my leave gets approved. Maybe management gives me enough time to prepare myself for maybe a training program, I get some concessions, stuff like that. So if I can strike this balance, since I then develop this feeling in my mind that since company is doing so much for me, even I one or at one or two instances, if I have to wait, if I have to work on maybe weekends, if I have to sacrifice my Diwali holiday or something, probably I don't mind working for that organization, because I'm getting also something from the organization. The idea is that what an individual receives for their work has direct effect on their motivation. Simply, it's a win-win situation. You are giving me something, so I am returning it to you. But then this happens on a positive note, and it results into the productive relationship with the management. अभी ये productive relationship किस में turn हो सकती है? That employee sticks with that company for a longer period of time. Attrition, we observe less attrition in such organizations, and that is what equity theory is telling us, that you try to strike a balance between the employee's input and output in a workplace. It talks about this employee's input and output. Input is what I am taking. I am getting some benefits, I am taking perks, I am taking good amount of salary. That is the input for me, and in return of that input, my output is I have updated myself, I have done all the necessary certifications. I sometimes don't mind working for extra hours. I'm not asking for uska kya bolte hain, what we call it as overtime or something. So I'm not asking for that. So input output, how this balance is, results into more productive employees. So these are some theories which try to improve the relationship with our customer. One way to improve this relationship is through communication. Another way is to carefully understand what you are giving and in return what you are getting. If you are getting what you are giving, please continue, otherwise stop. Equity theory taught us about how the employee's behavior is, how the employee's input output ratio. If you are giving in good inputs and if he is giving you the desired outputs, then it results into a more productive employee relationship with the management. So this is all for today's session. We have got few more topics to cover in the introductory part of CRM, and then we'll begin with we'll go in detail of the subject. So I hope you are understanding, and in case you have any doubt, please let me know. We'll I'll see you in the next session. All right. So bye bye and have a good day.
Good day, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.